nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Eternal God, we thank you for the gift of freedom and for the privilege to gather publicly to request your assistance in the decisions that we make tonight. We ask that you would guide us and direct us so that everything that we do will be done not only for our good, but for the good of our neighbor. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Commissioner. All right, Madam Clerk, if you would, please call roll.
Commissioner Webster?
Here.
Commissioner Holzhausen?
Here.
Chairman Broder is excused. Commissioner Howard?
Here.
Commissioner Garber?
Here.
Vice Chair Marks?
Here.
Commissioner Plowman?
Here. Thank you. And now we'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chair.
Support.
Motion and support. Questions or discussion? All right. All in favor of the approval of the agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? The agenda is approved. So now we'll move into the approval of our meeting minutes from earlier in the week. We'll start with item A. We'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the September 15, 2022 Board of Commissioners meeting.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Item A has been moved and supported. Questions or discussion? Changes? Hearing none. All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? They are approved. And now item B, we'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the September 2/9/2022 special board meeting, special board commissioners meeting.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chair.
Support.
Motion and support. Item B, questions, changes? Hearing none. Item B, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same. Meeting minutes are also approved. And so now we'll move on to the approval of the bills. Commissioner Plowman.
Thank you. I move to approve the invoice edit reports dated 9/12, 9/13, 9/16, 9/21, 9/23, 9/27, 9/28, 9/30, and 10/7, and 10/14 for a total of $11,909,700.26. This also includes batch and wire and EFT, and authorizing Treasury to draw warrants for same.
Support.
Motion and support for the approval of the bills. Questions or discussion? All right, hearing none. Madam Clerk, if you would.
Commissioner Holzhausen?
Yes.
Chairman Broder is excused. Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Commissioner Garber?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Marks?
Yes.
Commissioner Plowman?
Yes.
Commissioner Webster?
Yes.
Then the bills are approved. Now we'll move into special presentations. Do we have special presentations tonight? We have no special presentations, so we are moving right into the first opportunity for the public to address the board. Is there anyone in the public who would like to address the board at this time? Okay, hearing none. We'll move into our committee reports, and we'll do this just straight down the line. We'll start this week with Commissioner Webster.
All right. So Valley Area Agency on Aging, we had a special personnel committee meeting yesterday. We're going to be recommending to our board to increase salaries across the board at 9%. So in 2022, VAAA has lost 20 employees so far. In the years before that, before the pandemic, it was like 6 or 7 a year out of about 80 employees. In 2021, I want to say it was something like 12. This year, it's already 20, and most of them are going to better paying jobs. So it's just the same story everywhere. So we're going to be recommending a pay increase there. Community Corrections Advisory Board met yesterday. We had a presentation last month from Michigan Department of Corrections. They pulled together some data for us that we reviewed yesterday. So the grant that we have to submit in May in order to get the funding to operate as a Community Corrections Advisory Board with the Public Act 511 funds has to be based on our local data of criminogenic needs. And in every category, no surprise, substance use disorder is the top need that needs to be addressed through our grant. Housing is one, although interestingly that grant doesn't cover housing. But so those are the kinds of things that we're talking about. We're not going to meet in November. We have some assignments we're gonna do. It's really close to the Thanksgiving holiday. This room is gonna be used during our normal meeting time next month, so, for Board of Canvassers. So we're gonna just not meet in November, we'll meet again in December, and pull together some of the research that we're working on in the next couple of months. Michigan Works Board did not meet in October, and so we're meeting November 4th, because our meeting date would normally be on the Veterans Day. So that's all I have for a report tonight.
Thank you for that. Commissioner Powell?
Yeah, Marlene and I did not have Genesee Shiawassee Thumb Region 5 Workforce Group this month. Then another Shiawassee County Road Commission. I met a couple of real things that stood out. This last year we did approximately new blacktop and chip seal about 50 miles. And that's in conjunction with townships and the road commission. Next year they're planning another 50 miles. But blacktop ton price was $61.50 a ton for about the last 3 to 4 years. And they anticipate, because of the cost of petroleum, that could be as high as 120 pounds per ton. So that could be a real bummer on maybe 50 miles of road, or maybe less. But that's something they're keeping a big eye on. I went to the I-69 corridor meeting, and one of the big aspects of that meeting and why we met was there's been a lot of anti-fossil fuel rhetoric going on, and closing of Line 5, and they're trying to get the federal government to do it in the state of Michigan. And that goes under the bridge and for the UP and everything. And one of the big things that may happen is they also need a terminal for propane. And that propane terminal would be in central Michigan. And that would be approximately 7.5 to 8 million gallons of propane on rail that would come into this terminal to make sure that we could truck propane up north into the UP. There's several companies that have signed on to this, and there's also money backing it. So we don't know. I don't know who they are. I was not privileged to that, but I did understand that this may happen even if they have Line 5 under the straits, because of the need for fuel to heat homes and factories in the wintertime. Quite frankly, we have a real bunch around us that don't think fossil fuels and any of that we need it anymore. So that's one avenue that they're going to try to do. Can you imagine the train cars that can probably handle, a train car could handle maybe 7,500 gallons or 7,500 pounds of propane per train car, and the thousands and thousands of train cars that would have to be on the tracks to supply this facility, and then truck from this facility with semis and so on. And that has been a discussion topic of the I-69 corridor for a while, and it looks like it could happen. There's a big worry that we wouldn't be able to have enough heat in Michigan if that closed, because it would be very hard to get enough fuel into a lot of areas. So that kind of took me back a little bit, but anyway, that was one of the big discussions. Other than that, we'll move right on.
All right. Thank you for that report. Commissioner Carter?
Thank you. Some good news on the veterans front. I have talked to you guys before about the situation with volunteer drivers getting veterans to their appointments, specifically medical appointments. Very good news in the fact that we are now approaching 9 drivers, which is what we need. We had 4 quit due to medical reasons, but we had 4 new applicants. They have to go through a pretty substantial process. So 1 has been approved, 3 are pending, so we are now at 6 drivers. So that's all I got.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Commissioner Howard?
Yeah, for Planning Commission, we met this month, or last month actually, in September. We approved 2 applications, 2 new businesses, or 2 businesses that already exist. They're expanding, so that's always great to see in the county. We also had 1 township, Vernon Township, took back their own zoning, so so that's no longer under county jurisdiction. And we have no meeting in October, so we'll meet again in November.
Thank you for your report. Commissioner Holzhausen.
Yeah, I'm on the 911 board. They had a little problem over there with the sewer line. They had the seepage bed, and now they're gonna connect to the sanitary sewers. And also, they got extra money, and they're gonna put it on there in the next year for their MERS account, their retirement account. Otherwise, everything's going pretty good. Also on the senior citizens board, it was their 50th year anniversary. I don't know, it was advertised. I went to Durand and I went to Wasso, and they had free food and you could get vaccinated, and so I got vaccinated. I guess I'm legal now, so and things were going. They had good turnouts, and it turned out good. Also I'm on the SED board with Justin Horvath, and he's trying to get businesses here. There's all kinds of money open for businesses. They're looking for people to work and everything like that, so that's moving along good. Also on the Health and Wellness Board, we're updating the cameras for outside for security over there, and they're also really worried about the legislators. They want to privatize that, so they're really pushing and making a lot of calls and trying to things so they don't privatize the health and wellness, mental health. I don't know if you knew it, they got to have a budget of over $24 million in the county. People don't know that, so and we have vehicles to help out people. We got 29 vehicles even, so and over 200 employees, so it's quite an operation over there. I don't think people realize that what goes on. So. That's about. Any questions?
Well, Gary, I don't think people realize either that they gave themselves $520,000 of bonuses using Medicaid.
Oh yeah, I
funds,
forgot about that.
Yeah, but
yeah, they
nothing to see there.
Yeah, they give them all bonuses, and we give our employees $1,000 or $2,000. Everybody was having a fit about it, and they get all their money from Medicare and Medicaid. So, they $520,000 they give their employees.
Of excess Medicaid funds. Yep.
Yep. So, don't hear anything. I mean, I'm not saying they don't deserve it, but I just said that
No,
something
exactly. My point, but
they have trouble getting all help like everybody else. They probably deserve it. Also, they get free going to the gym. The whole family does. They pay for it. Everybody goes to the gym, and that's all to help out for health and everything like that. That's all paid for all the employees.
yeah, I might want to work there.
Yeah. Not the people on the board though. Just
Right.
just the certified employees. That's it, I guess.
Thank you for that report. As for me, I have nothing really to add. I will say that the county coordinator regrets he couldn't be here today due to a family emergency, kind of last minute thing. So hopefully we can follow through with his assistance today.
Yeah, he was here and he left. I hadn't seen him, so come up in quick.
All right, then with that, let's move into our committee motions and reports, and we'll start off with our Economic and Physical Development Committee report. Commissioner Plowman, if you would read that for me.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move to approve the 2022 drain assessment as proposed.
Support.
Item A has been moved and supported. Are there any questions or commissioner discussion regarding the item? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, if you will roll call it for us.
Chairman Broder is excused. Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
Commissioner Webster,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
and Chairman Marks.
Yes.
I move to approve the Public Act 116 farmland agreement application for Peter Kuntz, property number 006-06-400-002 and 006-05-100-002, and Billy Bates property number 005-15-300-001-01 and Diane and Grace Sales, property number 014-35-200-004.
Support.
Okay, item B has been moved and supported. Questions or discussion? All right, hearing none. Madam Clerk, and you can just call me Commissioner. I don't need a title.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Plowman,
Yes.
Commissioner Plowman, sorry. Commissioner Webster,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen.
Yes.
Chairman Broder is excused, Commissioner Marks.
Yes, and that passes.
I move to approve the rehabilitation mortgage discharge executed by Janet Berthune of 909 North Ball Street, Owasso.
Support.
Item C moved and supported. Questions or discussion? Hearing none. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
Commissioner Webster,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen.
Yes.
Chairman Broder is excused, Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Marks.
Yes, item C passes.
Move to approve the contract with Glenn Thomas for mechanical plumbing inspection and plan review services.
Support?
Item D moved and supported. Questions or discussion regarding the item? Hearing none. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Marks,
Yes.
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
Commissioner Webster,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen.
Yes.
Chairman Broder excused, Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber.
Yes.
Item D passes.
I move to approve the minutes of the October 17th, 2022 Economic and Physical Development Committee meeting.
Support.
Item E moved and supported. Questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Passes.
Mr. Chair, that concludes that report.
Thank you very much. All right, with that, then we'll move into our finance and administration report, and we'll keep the floor over to you, Mr. Baumann.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move to accept the state grant for the Public Defender's Office and authorize the county coordinator to execute the state grant agreement.
Support?
That item has been moved and supported. Are there any questions or discussion regarding item F? Hearing none. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Webster,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen.
Yes.
Chairman Broder excused, Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber.
Yes.
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
and Commissioner Marks.
Yes, item passes.
I move to approve the proposal from Municipal Consulting Services, LLC, to conduct a wage study in an amount not to exceed $62,150.
Support.
Item B has been moved and supported. Are there any questions or discussion?
I just wanted to note that the previous report said that it would, if we maintained it, it would be good for 10 years. So if we do this and maintain this report and follow it, we should be good till 2032.
And that's the key.
Right, we have to maintain it. And of course, the last one, when it was done in 2017, well, we've had COVID and a bunch of other major world-changing events happen. So I'll agree with it, but let's make sure we maintain it for 10 years.
Does anybody know what the cost of maintaining is?
It just, the old plan just said a review on a yearly basis.
Okay.
It didn't look like any additional cost, just the board and the administration to review.
Okay, so we would do that.
Yeah.
And one of the things too, I think, when we talk about maintaining it, is that we have to kind of stick to it, which we haven't done. So that's, and by vote of this board, so, I mean, it's not that it wasn't transparent or wasn't, as it should have been, sorta, but, we gave raises outside of it. So now it's really off kilter, and so part of maintaining that is following our own plan.
Any other discussion? All right, hearing none. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
Chairman Broder excused, Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber.
Yes.
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
Commissioner Webster,
Yes.
and Commissioner Marks.
No, item passes.
I move to approve the recommended third quarter budget adjustments for wages and benefits, general ledger, and all other funds as presented.
Support.
Item C moved and supported. Questions or discussion? Okay, hearing none. Madam Clerk.
Chairman Broder is excused, Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber.
Yes.
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
Commissioner Webster,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
and Commissioner Marks.
Yes, item C is approved.
I move to approve the contract as presented from SEDP in Shiawassee County for office space rental and authorize the chair to execute the same.
Support.
Item D has been moved and supported. Questions or commissioner discussion?
I do have a question, I think it's probably a Dr. Boggs question, so I was kinda hoping he'd be here tonight. Do we know if this is the whole third floor, or is it a portion?
It's just where the veterans are.
Okay,
It's like 2.5 offices, and they use the conference room.
because we've talked before about needing office space if we decided to do a human resource office or that sort of thing, so just making sure because at one time we said if the veterans move, we could do a human resource office on the third floor, so just making sure we're not giving away space we might need.
We do need an HR department or contracted out.
And I love the idea of the SEDP being here. I mean, I had coffee with Justin this morning and we talked about that, and I think it's gonna be really good for our county. So I'm not at all opposed to it, except I don't know, in the big plan of building space use, it seems like this building is always limited, for space.
My thought would
We
be
got
the
it.
front office.
We got a chance to cancel, it's in the contract, I think they got 90 days or 120 days or something to cancel the contract anytime,
Okay,
either party. So it's not gonna be permanent if something comes up.
Oh, 90 days notice.
Huh?
90 days notice.
Well, I think 90 or, I think they changed it to 120, but I'm not
Oh,
sure.
yeah, I think you're
Something
right.
like that.
But
Because
okay,
I'm
so
on the
we're not locked
SADP,
in.
I'm on that board, and there was a big discussion, there was too short a time, they had it 90, and I think they're gonna change it, so I'm not 100%, but that was
Okay.
my feeling, so.
Okay.
It's good information.
Yeah, I would love to have a human resource person. I think we're more short money than space, but
Yeah.
All right, any other discussion on the item? All right, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
yes.
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
Commissioner Webster,
yes,
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
Chairman Broder is excused, Commissioner Marks.
Yes, item D passes.
I move to approve the public hearing for Parks and Recreation Master Plan to be set for December 15, 2022 at 5 p.m.
Support.
Item E moved and supported. Discussion on that. Right, hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? All right, public hearing is set.
I move to approve the minutes of the October 17, 2022 Finance and Administration Committee meeting.
support,
Item F moved and supported. Anyone on any changes to the meeting minutes? No? Hearing none. Item F, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Those minutes are approved.
Mr. Chairman, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Plummer. We'll move into our Public Safety and Courts Committee report. Chairman of that committee is Commissioner Webster.
thank you. Item A, I move to approve the purchase of an AIS CAM server from Motorola Solutions in an amount not to exceed $83,153.
Support.
Item A moved and supported. Questions or discussion? Hearing none. Rather than say monetary, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
Commissioner Webster,
Yes,
Commissioner Holzhausen.
Yes.
Chairman Broder excused, Commissioner Howard.
Yes.
And Commissioner Marks.
Yes, item A passes.
item B, I move to approve the purchase of 5 computers from Dell Technologies in an amount not to exceed $6,965.05.
Support.
Okay, item B has been moved and supported. Discussion over it.
I think that's for the 911 people,
Mhm.
Okay.
because their computers run 24 hours, and after a while they get pretty slow. And I think it comes out of their
We
budget.
hope not.
Yeah, it comes out of their budget, they got their own special budget, so it's not out of the general.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Okay, Madam Clerk, if you would.
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
Commissioner Webster,
Yes,
Commissioner Holzhausen.
Yes.
Chairman Broder excused, Commissioner Howard.
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Marks.
Yes, item B is approved.
item C, I move to approve the refilling of an animal control officer.
Support.
Item C moved and supported. Questions or discussion? Okay. Hearing none.
Yes.
Madam Clerk, go ahead.
Commissioner Webster,
Yes,
Commissioner Holzhausen.
Yes.
Chairman Broder excused, Commissioner Howard.
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
and Commissioner Marks.
Yes, item C approved.
Item D, I move to approve the minutes of the October 18th, 2022 Public Safety and Courts Committee meeting.
Support.
Item D moved and supported. Any changes or discussion? Okay. Hearing none, all in favor of item D, approving, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Those minutes are approved.
Mr. Chairman, this concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Webster. And now we'll move into our Health and Human Services Committee report. Commissioner Garber.
Thank you. I move that we approve the grant agreement between the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the Shiawassee County Health Department for public health services, emerging threats, and the amount of $975,551 for a period of 10/1/22 through 9/30/23, and authorize the board chair to execute the contract.
Support.
Item A moved and supported. Questions or discussion?
Is Larry here? Is that the same amount as it was last year, or is it gone up?
Close.
Huh?
It's very close.
Oh,
Yeah,
'cause
very similar.
okay,
Take a few time.
thanks.
Good question. All right, any other discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
Chairman Broder excused, Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
Commissioner Webster,
Yes.
and Commissioner Marks.
Yes, item A is approved.
All right, I'm gonna try this pronunciation. I move that we approve the agreement between Mr. Agbanaya and the Shiawassee County Health Department for a period of 11/1/2022 through 9/30/2023, and authorize the board chair to execute the contract.
Support.
Okay, item B moved and supported. Questions or discussion?
This is a part-time epidemiologist.
Yes.
And one of those. Time to get one.
Yeah.
Disease control.
Any other discussion? All right, Madam Clerk, if you would.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
Commissioner Webster,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
Chairman Broder excused, Commissioner Marks.
Yes, item B is approved.
I move that we approve the grant agreement between the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the Shiawassee County Health Department for essential local public health services in the amount of $1,223,774 for a period of 10/1/2022 through 9/30/2023, and authorize the board chair to execute the contract.
Support.
Item C moved and supported. Questions or discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
Commissioner Webster,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
Chairman Broder excused, Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
and Commissioner Marks.
Yes, item C approved.
I move that we refill a health administrative assistant at a grade 3.
Support.
Motion and support for item D. Questions or discussion? All right, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
Commissioner Webster,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
Chairman Broder excused, Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
and Commissioner Marks.
Yes, item D passes.
I move that we appoint David Mogg to the Veterans Affairs Committee and Londa Knopf to the DHHS Board.
Support.
Item E moved and supported. Discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Webster,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Broder is excused, Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
and Commissioner Marks.
Yes, thank you. Appointments approved. And thank you for your report, Commissioner Garber. Now we'll move into our committee of the whole. I'm normally
Yep.
chair.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I move to approve the minutes of the October 19, 2022 Committee of the Whole.
Support.
Item A moved and supported. Discussion over those minutes. Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And those minutes are approved, and thank you for that, Commissioner Conley. With no chairperson or coordinator here, we're gonna go ahead and move right to our opportunity for the public to address the board. Is there anyone who would like to address the board at this time?
I would.
Mr. Whitman?
Yes, Rex Wheeler, 11063 Easton Road, New Ulford, based in the township. Many of you guys know me as your largest employer out at the east side of the county with Wheeler Trucking. But we have a new venture in life, and just wanted to take a moment to introduce everybody to the board. I have bought a Wausau Speedway. Give you a little bit of history. Wausau Speedway is the oldest racetrack in the state of Michigan since 1939, so it's 83 years old. As we know, it has not had any capital investment of any certain kind in it for decades. And my passion for auto racing, and it has happened to come together with a few of my friends here that Jeff Parrish, he's actually ran the track at a time in his history. He's been in motorsports his whole entire life, and I think he's about 27 years old. So Jeff is going to be the general manager and a promoter. He knows all about motorsports. His better half, Jody, is a promoter as well. And then Destiny just come on board as well, and she's going to do a lot of roles. And then we have another employee that is not here tonight. They're going to be moving from Nashville, Tennessee to the area. So there is 4 full-time employees, 52 weeks out of the year, already starting to run that track. What your history has been is people had a day job and they showed up on Saturday night and ran the track because not a whole lot of money into an old track. So what we decided to do, I talked to my 300 employees, or most of them at least, my senior managers. I'm the owner of the company, and I didn't want to see the track close. So that track, over the next 5 years, it will clearly be the nicest track in Michigan. We've hired OHM Architect Designs to start right on the front end. So I do things right from the beginning with architects and engineers involved. It will, over the next 5 years, have brand new grandstands. You guys will be involved. Of course, Middlebury Township, we're excited for that. We're going to make the place absolutely beautiful. Because of the relationships Wheeler Trucking has, for example, we buy 250,000 gallons of diesel fuel a month in the United States. That sponsors come on board with $150,000 to have their name put on a sign. We buy 4,000 Bridgestone tires a year. They've come on board for $150,000. So because of the hard working men and women at Wheeler Trucking, we're going to bring out a lot of sponsorship money right out the gate, which is unheard of. And then we're going to get the local community involved. Destiny and Jody's already starting their deck and getting ready to go door to door to excite the community, try to keep the contractors and the workers going to work on the track in Shiawassee County, as well as try to get every business, if they can afford a little 12-inch by 12-inch sign to advertise their name out there, we'll be grateful. And as time goes on, very big. One thing I do want to highlight with my team and the talking we've done in the last 3 months over this discussion is our veterans and our people that are older getting around in a wheelchair. You know, you go to a football game or any place that has newer bleachers to roll their wheelchair up, they still get an option to sit in that bottom row. Well, I'm still healthy enough in life I can climb up a little bit and get a better view. So this track in our dream is going to be to have suites at the top of the bleachers and an elevator to get those elderly people, to give them choices. They don't have to sit on the bottom row. We're going to help them get up. Obviously all very high-tech safety equipment. So we're really excited because you're going to see by 2028 at approximately $1 to $2 million a year investment over the next 5 years minimum, you're going to see the nicest track in Michigan. We just went to Las Vegas last week. We've been all over looking at racetracks, what we like, what we don't like. And I'm going to tell you, it might be the nicest in the nation, which means we're working with Justin Horvath. We're going to get involved with the Pure Michigan campaign. This is going to bring people. We're talking cars coming from Florida, Texas, California, unheard of races next year that's going to bring people from out of town in, and they're going to spend money in this in here. So Eric Jones will probably be coming back from NASCAR for a couple Saturdays off next year. We're trying to get Eric to come back, from Byron, and that's his home track. There's a young girl named Katie Hedinger, 15 years old, working her way to NASCAR. She's going to come do some races. So we're really going to clean the place up. We're really excited about it. And as time goes on, we'll have a lot more full-time employees, definitely a lot of Saturday night help employees. So that track will be open come mid-April, towards the end of April, every Saturday night through the season till September. And we want to keep you guys informed and let you guys know what's going on. And obviously OHM and some designs will be in front of the Planning Commission and working with pulling permits and make sure we do everything right. Just wanted to kind of introduce us today. So Jeff and Jody and Destiny and Dennis, and then Rex and Scott will be here, as we come to inform you guys as we go along.
Are you gonna race your trucks too?
No trucks.
I asked the same thing.
We got a lot of excitement, and Jeff's a promoter, so he's all over Facebook. So Bridgestone Tires bought us a pace car, so we've already got a nice Camaro pace car, and we're doing a lot of promoting already. It's crazy. So if you, and please, Brad, I know you on the planning commission, you were one that definitely loved to get out and look at your projects, know what you were voting on. Please stop by anytime. As a rule, we got somebody there from 8 in the morning to about 2:30 every day, all winter long. We're putting paint on things that a year from now might be excavated when we replace it, but we've got to clean it up. We've got to make it nice. The asphalt's gone, so the asphalt was put down in summer of 1988, 34 years old. It was in very bad shape. The asphalt has been removed yesterday and today, and it will be replaced next week or the week after. So it's already getting a brand new surface. It's gonna get some clean restrooms, everything we can do to be safe. But we're hoping this time next year to start construction October 1st through April 1st to get ready for the 24 season, that we're looking at all new grandstands to help the handicapped and different people come out and enjoy a race. And we're just really excited. So we wanted to share with you guys early on. I kind of tipped Marlene off since it's in Middlebury Township with what was going on, but I wanted to take a minute to let you guys know that these guys have been working nonstop for 3 months, that everybody's really excited about this project in Shiawassee County, and it's gonna bring people in.
Awesome. Thanks, very cool. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. I've been a frequenter of the Wausau Speedway since I was a little guy, so I guarantee you'll see me and my family out there. A lot of sad.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to address the board at this time? Yes, sir. You have the floor.
Last time I mentioned the young man who did all the farm videos who was having trouble with YouTube. Right after I left, I went to look at the videos, and they'd all been pulled from YouTube. He pulled them because they put so many restrictions on him, and they kept giving him strikes and saying he couldn't have anything for 2 weeks. He got very discouraged, pulled them all off. I talked to his mom. Through some encouragement, he went ahead and finally put them on Rumble. So if you go to Rumble, it's Ag Adam, AGADAM. It's got some fantastic videos on there, and if people would go look so you can just see that there's some views going on, that might encourage him to continue doing that. So,
Okay.
thanks for that.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Anybody else?
Yeah, one
Yes,
thing.
commissioner discussion. We'll do
Chairman.
one last thing here. Yes.
Okay. As far as an update on our search for a new county coordinator, I know we kind of all got notice that 11 people had applied and we're only going to see one of those. I'm not a fan of that. I think.
Who decided that?
Well, apparently we did. I don't know. So that's my
The
question,
company
my
that
comment.
I think I read the email and it just said there's 10 of the people aren't even qualified to waste your time. I don't think that you cannot see them. But
Well, then I'm
That's what they
asking
said.
to see them.
absolutely.
So and that's probably the case, but I feel like this board hires the person, the new coordinator will work for this board. I would like to see who applies. I don't wanna be just
I
spoon-fed.
can't imagine that we would hide names, right?
No,
Well,
would
I
agree.
think what the discussion was before is that until we invite somebody to interview, those names are confidential, because you could mess up somebody's career
That makes
if
sense.
their employer finds out they're looking for another job. So
Makes
it's just,
sense.
it is, I think we have a right to see them, and I don't know why they were filtered out, and that's a good question, you know, for the
No,
career.
it's a box question. There's no way.
Yeah,
Well, I've talked to some other city managers and other people at different counties, and nobody seems to do things that way, so, again, and I do understand the confidentiality, but again, that's this board's responsibility.
right?
So, and we are adults, we know we have to keep it confidential, so,
In some ways, they are putting themselves out there. I mean, this is a public job. It's a big job. I mean,
Well, it's
you're
not
able to hide
public
away
to
from this
invite
job.
them to interview, though, yeah.
But yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah.
There's that balance we have to walk. We're responsible to the people too, to make sure.
but I'm talking about just seeing the applications. Again, we hire that person, so we're only gonna get to pick from who that person thinks.
I think we'll be able to review all of them if we so choose at the end of the open period.
I hope that is the case.
It better be.
It's not the answer that I have been given so far, so that's why I'm asking
gonna raise
it
heck.
publicly.
We can ask that.
I don't know the answer to that question for sure.
Alright, that is my
Any other
comment.
commissioner discussion? That was the question.
While it's open, I just wanted to remind everybody to vote in November, if you haven't voted already. And then make sure you pay attention to the constitutional amendment proposals on the back of the ballot, 1, 2, and 3. And I would highly suggest everybody vote no on all of them. That's it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would echo that statement. If you
I don't
read
think
those,
there's-
I would highly
Yes.
suggest everybody read them and
yes,
then make a decision.
read them.
And read the entirety of the proposal, not the verbiage on the ballot.
Correct.
The entirety of the proposal, it sheds a lot of light on, they are, 2 of the 3 at least are extremely poorly written. No matter what your stance is, in my opinion, it would be a vote no, just based off of the absolute confusion it would instill in government if they were implemented.
Yes.
I will.
That's your opinion, it's not the board's.
Yeah, we.
Yes, that's
we
my
should-
opinion.
Brandon, we can't have this discussion.
But I will inform everyone that the
We
ballot,
can't have in the public.
the ballot proposals are
We
100
cannot.
words. That is the limitation.
Yeah.
The posters that have the full language are being distributed to the locals. I was at a meeting with the state yesterday, that they're being dispersed sometime next week, hopefully to be posted at the polls. I would go to the state of Michigan and encourage you to read the entire language, because they are significantly reduced for the ballot to 100 words. That's a lot.